Have you ever been so paralyzed with fear that you could not move? Yeah. Raise your hand. On February 5th, 2011, on a cold winter morning, I woke up and I literally could not move. I went to bed with no symptoms, and in the middle of the night, some invisible force snuck in, pinched the nerves in my neck, and I had no feeling or movement in my arms or in my hands. See, our minds are so powerful that when fear, anxiety, overwhelm take over, it can literally stop us from living our life. You see, it was the conditions of my life back then, the divorce, the death of both of my parents within 2 months of each other, and the daily demands of life and business literally left me paralyzed for 18 months. On the weekend that we had the funeral service for my mom was the same weekend that I moved out of the family home with my 2 teenage daughters to a new city, and I had just started my brand new coaching business. I didn't know what to do. I had hit my proverbial rock bottom. But I didn't stay there. I went from that place of my life is over to building a multiple 6-figure business in 18 months. I've had a lot of highs and a lot of lows in this last 7 years. It's been a journey. Excuse me. I've written 2 books. One is called Profit Domination, How Successful Women Get on Top and Stay There. And the other one is called Paralyzed, Getting Past the Excuses of Why You Aren't Successful. And I share my story in that book. But I've also had a lot of lows. And I experienced a deep, deep spiritual breakdown. And if anyone knows me, spirituality back then, didn't believe in it. I was black or white, right? None of that woo-woo stuff for me. But I didn't know who I was at my core. And in my spiritual recovery, I realized that I do have a deep sense, an inner sense of being and purpose. But I just didn't know what it was or how to access it, right? And the interesting thing for me, having 2 daughters, now 18 and 20, I had to be the role model for them, meaning I had to be the best that I could be at no matter what it is that I wanted to do, no matter how I felt. So now I work with entrepreneurs. I'm a soul story strategist, helping entrepreneurs uncover your powerful story, your powerful purpose in life, and how to share it with the world so that you can create massive income in this world. And if you're a business owner, to create massive impact or income in your business. I probably got those 2 backwards. Either way, they're the same. So if you're feeling stuck right now, I can help you. So on that morning that I woke up, couldn't move, thinking that my life is over, I had every reason to give up. And there were so many days that I just went, I just can't do this anymore. Please just let it be over. And lying there, you can imagine what it's like thinking that your life is over. But once the shock wore off, I realized that I may have lost the use of part of my body, but I have not lost my desire to impact the world. So I started doing all the research and the trial and error and the finding out how can I live the life that I truly want. I did the research, I did the hard work, and I came up with the transformational steps that got me from paralysis to standing here today. So here are 3 magic bullets that you need to do if you want to create massive impact in this world. Number 1, you need to know what your soul story is. Number 2, you need to know what the source of your passion is, which is your why. And you need to know and have a strategy in order to be able to take both of those and amplify those with the world. So what is the definition of soul story? Well, your soul story is the very center of who you are. We have life experiences in our life that we don't really realize that are actually our soul story moments. And your soul story is the very inner sense of your being and your purpose. And when you follow your soul story, your life fills with meaning and purpose. When you share your soul story with somebody else, their life fills with meaning and purpose, and so on and so on. And that is the true ripple effect of impact. And I found that the most powerful stories are the ones that come from your heart and soul. And it's the combination of authenticity and vulnerability that connect, empower, and engage you to your audience. Right? when people know you and they like you, they want to do business with you. And for me, when I started to share my story, which was so hard for me to do because I grew up in a household where you didn't show weakness or vulnerability. It was not a safe thing to do. But I started to see the impact that it had on other people. The more I shared, the more my life expanded and the more my business grew. And story isn't everything. You need to know what the source of your passion is. You need to know why you want to do what you want to do. Right? So you need to dig deep. You need to figure out what is that why. Your story is one thing. Your passion is generated from your challenges that fuel your desire to keep going. When life gets you down, it beats you down, or when fear gets in the way, or when you feel those moments of, I just can't do this. Right? It's a combination of your story and the source of your passion that makes you an unbeatable force. When you share your story, your life will just expand and grow, no matter where it starts from. Then you need to be heard above everybody else because there's a lot of noise out there, especially now with social media. There is a ton of noise. Thank you very much. It's the speaker's worst nightmare, losing your voice. You need to have a strategy. You need to be heard above the noise. When I was going through my spiritual deconstruction and reconstruction, something came to me. Now, not being of the spiritual nature like so many of you are, it was a scary thing for me because I'm like going, what's going on? And I had this channeling, I had this download that my mission here on earth is to eliminate fear from 1 million people by 2020 so that you can live your life with power and purpose and without apology. That is one heck of an impact project. That requires one hell of a strategy. So I dug deep and I thought, what do I need to do? And I started to experience the power of speaking, that amplifying your message from the stage was the fastest way to achieve your mission. I heard so many people do that. So I tried so many things before I realized speaking is one of the fastest ways to grow your business and to grow your life. So it was an impromptu 2-minute speaking gig that I had at a networking event. If any of you guys go to networking events, it was in a crowded bar, really noisy place, and the coordinator said, Odette, why don't you come up? Nobody knows who you are. Tell us a little bit about who you are. Just give us 2 minutes of your time. And I'm like shaking. I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I supposed to say? I haven't prepared. So I wrote my 2-minute thing on a napkin. I went up into the front of the room and I practically stood on the bar so that people could hear me, delivered the talk, and I walked away making $40,000 from that 2-minute gig. I also met someone who has big speaking events and asked if I wanted to be a keynote, and I made over $100,000 at that event. And I'm thinking, my God, I'm onto something here. So I created a system to generate those results over and over again. And then I started to teach other people how to do the same thing. And together we were just creating a whole lot of impact and making a whole lot of income and having the outcome that we were looking for. And I share this with you to inspire you that if you have a dream, get off your butt and make it happen. I want to make this easy for you because it was really hard for me. And it's my mission here on earth to eliminate paralysis of fear, limiting belief, and overwhelm. So now is the time for you to live the life that you want. Don't wait for a crisis like I did to make a change in your life. Start now. Take the time, dive deep, and figure out what is your soul story. So I'm going to ask that we all participate in something, and I want to take you on a journey for the next couple of minutes for what your vision will look like, what your new soul story will look like. So this is how it's going to work. In a moment, you guys are all going to just close your eyes. You're going to get comfortable in your chair. I want to do a visualization exercise, and then I want to walk you through a process on visualizing your future self. The future self that you really want, that dream that you really want to come true. And then we're going to share it with our neighbor. So I want everyone to get comfortable. Sit back in your chair, feet on the floor, hands, palms up, shake it off. If you're an eye closer, close your eyes. If you're not comfortable doing that, that's okay. Just gaze down at the ground. Don't be looking at me. Close your eyes. Look down at the ground. want you to take a deep breath in and out. One more time. Take a deep breath in and out. I want you to visualize yourself, your future self. That can be tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever that looks like for you. And I want you to picture yourself. Take a look. We're going to start with what is your environment? Where are you? Are you on the beach? Are you in your house with your children or your grandchildren? Are you in a cabin in the woods? Are you hiking? Breathe that feeling in. Now, who's with you? Friends, family? The people that are in your life now, are they with you still? Or have you moved on? What are you doing? Are you in a job that you love? In a new business? Or your current business? Or have you retired? Are you a stay-at-home mom, enjoying your kids and feeling not guilty about that? What is your financial situation like? Is your business or your career making you the money that you want so that you can live the lifestyle that you want? Have you retired your spouse? Are you paying for your kids' education freely and easily? And why are you doing this? Why did you get to where you are? What's your passion? What's your purpose? Now, how are you feeling with all of this, with your future self, your perfect life? You're living it every day, day in, day out. Take a deep breath in. Feel it. Take a deep breath out. One more time. Deep breath in. And take a snapshot of what you've just visualized. Burn that in your memory. Breathe out. And slowly open your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Find a partner in a moment. Find a partner, and we're going to take 60 seconds each. Now I want you to share your future self with somebody else so that we lock it in a little bit farther. Now it's a little bit of accountability. You're going to take 60 seconds each. Decide who goes first. And at 60 seconds, I'm going to say switch, and the other person goes. What do you want to do? Switch. Switch to the other partner. Five seconds, just finish it up. Say thank you to your partner for sharing, for being open and honest. See, nobody wants to say. Okay, back. All eyes back on me. Okay. Okay. Say thank you. Back to me. It's all about me now. Okay. That was awesome. Does anybody want to share how that felt? Yep, raise your hand. What? Just belt it out. Yep. She felt peace. You felt peace. Awesome. Thank you. One more? Okay. Yeah. Stand up, please, and belt it out. Oh, awesome. That's great.
The stories that I would tell, what would be my purpose of being up there. And I have a lot to tell.
Yes, we do, don't we? One day, yes. So there was a time when I thought my life was over. And then I realized it was just the beginning. So let this be your beginning. What you visualized, have it burned up in here. When you get home tonight, I challenge you to share it with somebody else, write it down, and make it concrete. Because this is your dream, this is your vision, and no one can take that away from you. So, what I hope for everyone here is that you take one, besides my action step, you go out and share your story with somebody else, because I promise you that your story and your story and your story will change the world. It just needs to be heard. Okay? So if you're feeling stuck right now, I can help you. I have my booth over there, and I've got some books, and I have a download guide called How Big Is Your Butt? Learn the 7 Ways You Sabotage Your Own Success. And what we do... Yeah, it's a fun guide, and yeah, I wrote it with my teenager girls in mind and my own teenage years, so thank you very much.